Hey guys, you're watching 'Cause You Want and Only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster. I just had a notification come up a moment ago. It's not in here for some reason. No, it's not in there. But it said many of your rides are breaking down, which I have noticed very recently. As you can see just in here, a lot of these rides broken down. Like most of them are rides breaking down. And the notification said, make sure your mechanics are inspecting your rides often. I've never touched that before. So let's do Chaeroplane. And operations? No. Maintenance. Recent downtime 1%. Inspection schedule every 30 minutes. Reliability is average. See, it should inspect the ride every 30 minutes, but I think I know the problem. I think this is real 30 minutes as well. Well, it has to be, obviously. It has to be every 30 minutes because every day goes by like in like a minute or so. 1 minute overdue on inspection. What did the other one say? 1 minute overdue on next inspection, yeah. In 8 minutes. And I wonder if we don't have... Is it that we don't have enough 2 minutes overdue? Do we not have enough mechanics to keep up with it? I don't know, because it seems to be that we've got... How many? We've got like 3, haven't we? 3 or 4 mechanics? And I don't think that's anywhere near enough. Mechanics. Yeah, we've got 4 of them, right? And if we've got like 20 rides in our park, when one breaks down, it takes one person away from inspecting. So I think that we're not inspecting them fast enough, which is why they're breaking down so often. To fix that, I think we're going to put down some more mechanics. Mechanic. It doesn't really work where you place them because I've got them on free roaming. Mechanic. So I should have gone from 4 to 10. Mechanics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Are we good now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or was I placing down the wrong one? Oh, I was placing down janitor. Whoops. Mechanic. 10. Alright, we've got another random one wandering about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we've got 10 now. I'm going to have to put the prices for you up. These guys are brand spanking new. They're new. And the old people, their workload is low. And these guys are already unhappy. I'm going to stick you straight up to 330. Like the other ones that seem to be happy with a low workload. But what I'm going to do instead is on any ride that is problematic, which is pretty much all of them at this point, I'm going to request an inspection a lot more often. Their workload should go up, but hopefully the ride will break down less often. So I'm going to go to every 10 minutes on as many rides as I can. Every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. You. This one. I'm trying to remember where all of the rides are. That one. This one. This one. So we're going to be inspecting it 3 times more often, in theoretical terms at least, and hopefully by doing that, their reliability should go up. So they'll break down less often. That's at least what I can gather from this. Alright, I think that's all of the rides that we've got. I think that's all of the rides. Now, today I said we were going to work on the Volcano. I want to try and give that a go. So let's try it. We found a rock that worked really well because they have very big rocks. I think the red rocks have the biggest ones. But the dark ones, these ones, have a big rock as well. And they're very volcano coloured as well. Is that the biggest rock that they do though? I think it is. Like, if to make a volcano, Unless, what if, can I, how do, what, when, too many adjectives, if I pull up the ground, big intensity, or big size, yeah, good. Okay, so it doesn't wreck the roller coaster. I can do scenery lock, which apparently deforms, respects scenery or not. I don't know what that means. And affects surface or not. Neither of these seem to be... Oh, I see. So that one won't move around trees. What one is that? If I uncheck that, it is the top one. If I take that away, it'll then cover up the trees. What if I just tick the bottom one? Okay, I don't know. I don't know really what either of those do. But I'll keep them both checked anyway. So what I want to do is I want to build a mountain by using the ground first, and then placing rocks on top of that. And hopefully that'll help. What if I went over the ride? Would it make a tunnel? It would. It would just make a tunnel. Okay. I might do some of that later on, but not at the moment. I'm going to jump off camera for a little bit. Can I drop this down? Does that will this go up and down? No, it'll make a... Okay, I'll work a little bit. I'll be back. I love this game. I really do. I really do enjoy this game. However, the terrain editing is terrible. It's by far the worst thing about this game. It is so slow. I've got the intensity as high as I can possibly go, and it's just a bore. It's awful. This is where the middle of the volcano is going to be. I'm trying to sort of shape it to be pretty interesting. I've tried to utilize the mountain that we already had here. I can't get rid of it. If I drop down this part of the mountain here, you can see this dotted line here. It's the edge of my park. I can't affect that part. As you can see, it does that. And that's terrible. So I'm just sort of utilizing that part of the mountain in order to give a little bit more substance to the volcano. But it would be so much easier if the terrain just went up at a speed that was at least acceptable. I think a volcano in a pirate-themed roller coaster world is superb of an idea, especially how it's sort of going up the side of it like this. We'll get some rocks on it to make the volcano a little bit larger as well. But this is sort of giving us like a paper mache base to it. I think it looks good. I really do like it. As far as lava goes in the top, I don't think I can get lava, but I can certainly get fire, I'm sure. So let's get ourselves some paint now. And I'm going to paint this up as this, the worst texture in... Oh, no, it does work if you... It looks very liney, doesn't it? Okay, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be smart about this. Can I terrain paint on the... I can terrain paint outside of my world. Okay, at least a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over with a thick layer of this, which, as you can see, does have a little bit of a repetitive texture to it. You can see the lines going straight through it. Don't worry too much about it. Obviously, a volcano isn't green, which is why I'm painting it in the first place. But don't worry too much about that. We're going to go over with this first and be able to see all of these lines. I want to get it as solid as I can, though, so we get as little green as possible. Already, it's certainly looking a lot more like a volcano, isn't it? Just by changing the stupid colour. And up here. Get a little bit around the back here. I might extend the paint down further, like down this part of the mountain as well. I don't know. I suppose we could, actually. Like, just come down here. And make it like a... Volcanoes don't necessarily need to be, like, straight up, do they? They can be all sorts of different sizes. In shapes. I think this would work as a geometrically correct volcano. Wouldn't you agree? Alright, so we've got this sort of base colour. Let's go right down to the water level as well. We'll try and stick some rocks in the water, like they've been turned into like, what are they called? Are they just called lava rocks or magma rocks or something like that? The big black ones? You can buy them at like gift shops and stuff. Alright, so, but it looks a little bit like a tire, doesn't it? like a leather boot. So we're now going to go with another rock, and I'm going to put the intensity down to, I don't know, 70% or 70-ish%. And I'm going to place this over the top. And as you can see, we're starting to actually get rid of the lines in the middle. Starting to, at least. We can still see the texture below it, like the big rock texture. in here. But the lighter rock sort of look that we're going for is just getting rid of the lines down the middle. So we go over with this. It also almost looks a little bit blurry to begin with, but I think once we get another layer and to go over the top, it should help as well. Besides, this is going to be underneath the rocks that we're going to place down. This is just sort of an undercoat so we don't see grass poking through the rocks. And I think we should go around the outside where it's mostly grass with this texture as well. I can't go any further than that. Down the bottom here. Alright, definitely volcano looking. I would definitely say, hey, someone's trying to build a volcano there. And then we want some rocks. I don't know if I want to completely rockify, what a word, rockify the whole thing. What one was it? Was it this one? No, they're not big enough. These ones. And it was that one. Nope. Hang on. Let's turn off. Oops, not that. I want to go onto nature. And then go on to all. Just because I knew what rock it was then. This is the biggest rock that they do. Alright. Wonderful. I think what we're going to do to start off with is keep the rocks around the roller coastered part for the moment. And then use that as a sort of test area. So I'm going to place down a bunch of rocks facing in one direction. I'm going to rotate them. Place down a bunch of rocks again. Rotate them. Place down a bunch of rocks. Try and sort of get some close together, some far away. This is the biggest rock that they have. It looks a lot smaller when... Ooh, that rock is sort of floating in the air. They look a lot smaller when you're placing them on a mountain than when they do outside of a queue, don't they? It's huge there. It like takes up the whole path. You put it on a mountain and it's like, oh, that's a bubby little mountain. Alright. And then once you've got all of the rocks of one type, we're then going to switch to a different rock type. These two are small ones. These ones are the large ones. Ish. How a bit small do the small ones look? They look tiny. Alright, I'm going to work a little bit on this and I shall be back. Alright, this is a lot harder than I thought. The rocks just aren't big enough. If the rocks were a lot bigger, you'd be able to cover a lot of space a lot faster. You know, as you can see from the rides that, you know, have rocks built into them here, they look big, but they're not. You know, that's a skull. That's the biggest one that there is, you know, rock-wise. It's very well done. Very, very well done. But the rides are actually a lot smaller than they sort of first appear. In here, we're trying to do a whole mountain. We're trying to do a mountain that is the highest point of our whole theme park, and we're trying to cover it in rocks. Maybe we overshot it a little bit with underestimated how much work it would be. But I decided to put in a couple of different coloured rocks in here as well. We've got some deciduous rocks, and I think these are alpine rocks. Yeah, alpine rocks. Just to try and give a little bit of sort of different shades and different colours on there. I think that works. Now, it looks really weird from up here, and you might even say bad. I don't know how mean you're thinking. But down here, it doesn't. If you're actually down at sort of public level, as long as you can't see like the areas that don't have any rocks on it, down here, in my opinion, I think it looks pretty smart. Oh, can I go down? There we go. I think that looks pretty cool. There's a floating rock. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I'm actually really happy on how that looks down here. Might even be the screenshot. What do you think? Cow. Not with a pole in the middle. Not with a fire. Kapow! There we go. Screenshot for the episode. Yeah, I think it works, but I don't think it's good enough. I think to make it more volcano looking, there you go, controls. You back to me? You're back. Is to add some effects. So we're gonna go with special effects. That's speakers, blowing dirt. Ooh. Large. Oh no, poof. No, I was thinking about something a little bit bigger. Dirt falling. Oh, that's for inside of rocks. Electric, no. Electric, no. Thrusters. Explosions, not sci-fi. Fire, here we go. So now we put these... I'm just going to sort of spam them around. Hopefully it'll give a little bit of a lava look. I'll try and like match different special effects together. But if we go with some fire, leaving some gaps... I know, the medium and small ones aren't going to work. Flamethrower, burst, narrow, and normal. If we stick some of these in here as well, if we can get as many different frame effects. So I see some janitors and some shops closing as well. They have been while I've been putting the rocks down. I think these are just the ones left over from earlier. Splash, not good. Lasers, mist, oil jet, smoke. Oh, these are more of a puff smoke. I'll put those around the outside. I'm going to put 2 rings of that. You can't click too quickly with this game either. Something like that. Smoke large. Put those around the very edge. So we have like the puff ones with like little explosions going on. And then these ones are more of a constant smoke. Oh yeah, no, that's working now that they're building up. Sparks, nope. Steam boiling. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just in the middle of the fire. As many effects as we can. Yeah. Small note. Steam jet note. That's too... No, I don't think so. Water, no. Alright, so we go back to fire now, which is at the top here. These ones. And I just fill up a little more of the gaps. Get some more fire going. Keep it down towards the center. And we should be good. Now, sure, it looks really quite weird when you're up at this sort of height. But when you're going to look at it from here, you're going to look at it from, like, here. Yeah, boy. Oh, I love it. Can we see the fire from down here? You can't. Where can you see the smoke from? You can see the smoke from sort of up a little bit. That's a bit of a shame that you can't really see it. But from up there, that looks good. I really, really like how that looks. The rocks, I mean, if you spend hours, and I mean hours, clicking and clicking and clicking, because you can't spam click, you can't like click like 20 times a second. It just doesn't do anything in the game. They just don't place down. You have to place them down very carefully and very slowly. Then maybe it would work. I think it would look great. It would probably slow your computer down to a crawl with the amount of rocks that you'd need. But I like it round the ride. I don't recommend doing the whole thing. I don't think that it works. If we go into nature though, and we get some dead trees. Oh man, these are even so small. You really underestimate the size of this mountain. Well, I do. I never really realised how big it actually is. Put some dead trees down here. Like this. Just trying to spam that. I might even put them down areas away from the rocks as well. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. And just sort of blend the trees out of the rocks. I don't think any of those place. I was clicking down like loads of times, but not many of them actually placed at all. Not big. I want big. Yeah. Now, I know it does make sense on a volcano to have some greenery, but I like just having a little bit of some bushes going on here. It just adds a little bit more to the eye. We need a new screenshot now that I've added all this. Oak tree. Oh, that sort of works as like a big bush on the mountain. Yeah, it does work. Very well. Alright, and then what if we had fire coming down the side? So if we go into special effects, and I get these big fire ones, and we have it go up the top, and then over here. That way we get something visually from the outside as well. Nope, not on the poles. And we get it to fall through as naturally as I can. Oh, yes. Alright, we'll have a fork somewhere as well. A fork will really help. And then drop down like to there. Oh, that looks sick. And then have this come down like that. What about leading into the water? Oh man, there's so many fire special effects. This might wreck the computer. But that looks so cool. And then we'll have another one that sort of comes around this side of the rocks. And then in and then back out again. So something like that. Wow, I am stoked. And then we'll just have this one sort of part ways down here, but not got all the way down to the floor. We'll just sort of stop it somewhere here. Now that looks cool. One more this way. Alright, now I'm happy with the volcano. That is going to do it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you, check that out, in the next episode. Bye!